Hey friend, Susan Gregory here. Let me ask you a question. Do you ever wonder why you just don't have it in you to stay on a diet? I mean, we've all been there. We've tried diets, but do you know that most people abandon diets after only 3 days? And not only is the issue that I'm going to share with you today deal with weight loss and wanting to stay on a diet, but it's also about why we don't follow through with things, those things that we even really want for our lives. So again, my name is Susan Gregory. Most of you may know me because I'm the author of the Daniel Fast, Feed Your Soul, Strengthen Your Spirit, and Renew Your Body, including many other books. But I have had the great opportunity to interact with literally hundreds of thousands of people throughout the world. And I have heard from a lot of people. I've been able to coach a lot of people. And I am able to see kind of that under the hood thinking of what is tripping people up. So today we're talking about weight loss. We're talking about those times where we get on the scale and it's like, oh, I've got to lose this weight. So what do? What's the first thing we do? We find a diet and we try to follow some kind of an eating plan and we just give up. Another thing that happens is we see these pictures of how we should be. And it's like, I'm never going to be there, because when we look in the mirror, this is more of what we see. We don't have that intention to be this hard body woman or this hard body man, or to always be working out and getting those strong muscles, that six-pack ab. Instead, there's so many folk that have these unwanted pounds, this thicker middle than we want, and we don't feel good about ourselves. So what happens? We give up. We think, I can't do this. And so then we stay and we've got the extra weight that we don't want. Now, let me just tell you what's at the heart of it. What is at the very beginning of why you abandon diets in only a few days? It all has to do with a first step that people don't teach about. You don't hear about it in 99% of the diet books or the diet plans. And it has to do with the way you think. It has to do with those thoughts that are going on in your mind. So our brains, we think about stuff, we learn about things, but the way we have been created by God is that there is an active part of our brain, our active thinking. But do you know that that only accounts for about 5% of your thinking? Meanwhile, there is like a computer hard drive that is in you that is called your subconscious mind, and it is responsible for about 95% of your thinking. Now, it's really good that we have that computer in us that is all this kind of programming. What happens when we're just little kids? Most of the programming that goes on in our subconscious minds happens before we are 7 years old. That's when we're learning to walk and talk. And how are we learning these things? By observation. We see things, and it's almost like a hypnotic stage in a way. Our brains aren't really looking at what's right, what's wrong. We're just accepting it. It's just coming into us. And so we learn. We learn to walk. We learn to talk. We learn to laugh. We learn what joy is, all kinds of things that are in those first 7 years. And then we go to school and we start learning in a different way. One of the main ways that we learn is through repetition. Think about when you learned your alphabet or you learned how to read. It's like that repetition. All of this is information that's coming in through your conscious mind, your active thinking, but then you are depositing it into your subconscious mind. Today, as an adult, you don't have to think about reading. It just comes quickly to you. You don't even think about it. You just do it. That's because it is deposited and firmly implanted in your subconscious mind. And so your subconscious is useful. We want it. So think about when you're a teenager, what do? You learn to drive. And when you first learn to drive, you're being very careful because these are all things that you don't know about. So you are training yourself, you are learning, using your active mind, staying very conscious about it, but then that information goes into your subconscious mind, and you get to the point where you really don't think about it anymore. You just get in the car, you turn the key, you do all the safety checks because it's all part of the program. And how many times have you been driving on the road and all of a sudden something's on your mind, and all of a sudden you look up and you say, "Ooh, my goodness, how did I even get there?" That's because your subconscious mind is doing the driving for you. It is that programming that is in there. Now, one of the things that we need to understand and know and accept about our subconscious mind is that it truly is like a computer, that it's like it's program in. Now think about standing in front of your computer or your laptop or whatever device you may use. The program is in there. And unless the program is changed, unless the operating system is changed, it continues to act in the same way. And in many ways, that's a good thing. But if you want your computer to do something different, you need to add some new software, some new programming, some new messages. Because if you don't, your computer will operate in the exact same way. And that's what happens when you go on a diet and the first thing you try to do is change the way you're eating. Because meanwhile, you have got this subconscious mind that is saying, well, wait, no, that's not how we do it. We do it this way. Or you've got a subconscious mind where you have been feeding into it, oh, I can never stay on a diet. Oh, I just don't like these foods. Oh, I am so weak. And what does it do? It is programmed to operate in that manner, even though you in your conscious mind want to change. So yes, you have got this going on. You have got this battle, this challenge between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So how do you best experience the things and make the changes in your life, including how you eat, including how to develop a healthy lifestyle, including all of the other kinds of changes you really want to make in your life? You need to reprogram that subconscious mind. You need to focus and change, and you do that through many different ways. You can do it through repetition. You do it by changing how you think about yourself. You do it by reprogramming and bringing these new thoughts, understanding why you really want to make the change. It's so much more than just changing what you eat. And it needs to happen before you do that. Look at what God's word says. He is so stunning. In Philippians 4:8, he says, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about these things. Think about these things. He also tells us, the word also tells us in Romans 12:2, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed. Think of that word, transform, change, by the renewing of your mind, by renewing your subconscious mind. He created us in this way. It is a really great thing. We don't want to have to think about how we take a step or how we read or how we drive a car or how we brush our teeth or any of those things. We are so blessed to have a subconscious mind. But when we want to make changes, it requires focus, it requires repetition, it requires commitment, it requires changing that programming. So, do you want to learn more about this? Click on the link below if you want to learn more about this. I'm going to be sharing some things that will really uncover some powerful truths, some powerful things you can do, some actual how-tos so that you can solve these challenges for your life and you can have the great experiences, the great results that you want. I'd love to hear more about you, and plus other people love to read comments. So leave your comment below. And then let's stay connected. You can go to faithdrivenlife.com. You can go to #faithdrivenlife, or you can go to Ms. Susan Gregory and find me on Instagram. Blessings to you. Know for sure that you can have a great, powerful life. Bring about the changes that you want in your life. Use your faith to experience the great, amazing life that is available to you. You have a God that has filled you with, has deposited in you, and has made you his precious child. Walk into that. Change your mind. Think about good thoughts and be blessed. Okay, bye for now.